Welcome back, everybody. See the new cup Adam got done? Look at this. This guy's vulgar, man. He's vulgar. Terrible. But hey, it looks nice. I like it. Listen, you know the reason why I haven't been on doing this tape lately. I got that Chinese virus. You could call it what you want. I call it Chinese virus. Whatever they done. I knew this was going to happen years ago. Ever since Trump went after them about the tariffs, you know, they had to retaliate. They don't want to be poor. So whatever. That's my opinion. I'm getting over this virus. I didn't have it that bad. My biggest issue is this oxygen, COPD. I figured in about 30 days I'll be ripping and rolling. I'm 81 and it's hard to keep me down. I love my audience. Yous are great to me. I hope I never lose yous. I'm going to try to get as many tapes as I can. And I want to tell you a little something else. I don't know if you know it, but Adam's father had it too. And Adam's father passed away 2 days ago from it, among other complications. So he's here working with me, and give him all the kudos you can. He's a great guy. He is a great man. He's strong. And anyway, that's enough of that. But as far as this virus goes, I think a lot of it's a lot of bullshit. Everybody's going to have it. Everybody's going to have it. I hate to tell you that, but everybody's going to have it. I'm on 3 different medications that supposedly work. I have another guy that works for me. He's almost over it, and so is Adam. So we're all doing well. Don't get yourself in an uproar. It's all politics. It's all politics. That's all they're doing. They want to put us all in the poorhouse and be like Venezuela or whatever the countries are. Anyway, let's get on to a lighter subject. As you can see, I'm there in all my blazing glory. Love y'all. Adam's going to hit me with some questions, and I'll be glad to answer them.
All right, so here we go. And I'm going to start reading some of these questions, Frank, but I got to tell you that there have literally been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments of people just putting their love and support out there and wishing you and I to get better. I can't even read them all. It's just because there's so many. So
love them all.
So let's ask a couple of questions. And I know I mentioned in the last video when I was telling you guys how Frank was doing that I'm working on a project. And that project is I'm writing a screenplay. I don't want to get a whole lot into it or what it's going to be and whatnot. But Frank, today, he and I am going to ask him a lot of questions that are going to help with the writing of it. And I think you guys are going to find these questions pretty interesting.
Cullotta, grab your favorite brew. Ask a question, he'll answer it for you. The mafia, the mafia, the mafia, the mafia. You better hit prescribe if you know what's good for you. Drinking a cup of coffee with Frank Cullotta. He'll tell you a lot. He's Frank Cullotta.
Chad had the question. He said, how many people did Tony really kill?
Well, according to my estimation of what he told me, close to 18. Close to 18, maybe 13. I didn't keep track, but you know, this is our conversations we had.
On the subject of Tony, a lot of people ask this. They say, did he really go home and cook for his son the breakfast and pancakes like they showed in the movie? But the question I want to ask you is, what was Tony like? You guys grew up together. What was he like first off as a kid? I know he'd started stealing purses when he was little, and he started.
Yeah, I know.
You know what was he like?
Tony was short. He had a complex over that, you know. So he had to defend himself all the time. He was generous. I never had no problems with him controlling me at all, never. He knew I could have been his equal, and nor did I want to be. Let's put it like that. I don't want that glamorous life. He was a great guy growing up, but he knew what he wanted to do in life, and he done it. He succeeded. Only thing is he screwed up in my life. But anyway, he was generous. I don't know if he was generous because he was showing off or was just kind. I can't read into his brain. But as you've seen, I spent many, many years with him. So evidently I seen a lot of good qualities, except for the very end when he tried to put me away.
What was he like with his wife, Nancy? Because they met really young.
Tony was very much in love with Nancy. Although he had a lot of girlfriends, he was very much in love with her. She was a little dynamite. I got along well with Nancy, but Tony, he had a desire. He liked to cheat. You know, he liked other women. You know, everyone liked them. I don't know if it was his looks or because he was generous. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, he got along. I seen her chasing him around one day around a car with a .38 stub nose in front of my restaurant. She thought she caught him cheating. He took the gun from her. Another time she put a gun on him. She straddled him in bed like in Goodfellas, when you seen the Goodfellas. She did the same thing with Tony. She put the gun to his head, and he talked her out of it, and then he took the gun from her. But he didn't beat her up or anything. So they had their ups and downs. It was always about woman. She knew he was cheating. She couldn't catch him doing it, you know.
Was he ever violent physically to a woman?
Tony? Not that I ever seen him do it. No.
Okay.
He was always a gentleman with the females.
When he was growing up and you guys were kids, what were his brothers like? His interaction with his brothers, and he wasn't the oldest or the youngest, right?
No. They were a funny family. They liked to play. You know, it was all about teasing and playing. Actually, one brother I really liked a lot out of all of them, and I liked all of them actually, was Vic. That was Tony's mentor, Vic Spilotro. I liked Johnny. Johnny was legit, good kid. Michael was a little arrogant. He was the baby. He was the baby, the spoiled one. Vince, he was on another planet with Janet. That's all he did was eat and play poker 24 hours a day. If he ever needed any help in Vegas, Vince, who do you think he used to go to? Not his brother. He'd come to me. Come to me to set him up in these hotels, get him shows. Because Tony couldn't do shit. Tony, you know, was in '86. Black Book, I should say.
Did the brothers all play together when they were kids?
Oh yeah, they were a close family. There's no doubt about it. Patrick, the one 60 months older than Tony, he was the professional, really. He was a dentist. I think he had about 5 boys. A very good dentist, as a matter of fact. And he's the one who actually got Joe Lombardo busted over that Tony's death and all of that stuff. It's his brother, what are you gonna do? But Pat was a tough guy. All the brothers were tough. All of them. I don't think Vince was, but I know Patrick was. I know Vic was dangerous. I know Johnny was tough with his ass, but they weren't killers like Tony. That's the only one I know that was a killer.
So when you were kids, Pasquale and Antoinette, his mother and father,
Nice people.
and they owned Patsy's restaurant, and they were legitimate. They came from Italy, correct? All of that. They immigrated.
I believe they did. They were.
Right.
Tony's mother was Sicilian descent. The father was Barese. And on my side, it was the opposite, my father and mother. Capiche?
Okay. Capiche. So the father, his dad,
Yeah.
and his mom, when they were raising Tony, I mean, did they tried to raise all of their sons to be good boys,
Good boys.
like your mother did, and did and his mom or his dad passed away first, then he lost his mom later. But what was his mom and dad like? What were they like to the kids? I mean,
Well,
how would you describe that?
The father was a typical Italian man to his children, especially had all them boys. You know, I mean, that's a big deal. And he was a good father. He liked his kids to work hard. And they did. They worked very hard in his restaurant. The mother, she was always very protective of her chickens, her little chickens. She didn't like me. She didn't like any of Tony's friends. Matter of fact, she'd come in the bedroom one time, we were sitting in they had like 3 or 2 double-decker beds in the bedroom for the boys. So we're bullshitting in the room. Mother come in, she said, "Who is this?" He said, "It's a friend of mine, Mom." She pulled Tony on the side. He come back, he said, "She don't want you in the house." So I don't even know her. She don't like any of my friends. He says, his mother was like 4 foot tall. So I walked on, I says, nice to meet you. She didn't even acknowledge me. And I went out the house. But, you know, that's how they wanted good kids. That's all they wanted, you know.
I had a couple of friends when I was growing up, and their parents thought that I was the bad influence on them, right?
It's always been my life.
So did his mom think you were the bad influence? And were you, or was he the bad influence on you?
I don't know. I'd say we were equal. We were a match. I can't say he was any worse than I was, you know.
So you both had those good ideas to go
the
do
desire
fun stuff.
to do things.
Yeah.
Be, you know, have money, have girls, be recognized, all that bullshit you're growing up. Typical stuff, you know what I mean? We weren't different.
Okay, I want to talk more about Tony, but let's do that in the next one.
Okay, sounds good. Want to wrap this?
Yeah, let's
We're
wrap.
going to wrap this up now. Remember, the cups, t-shirts, pullover shirts, stockings, everything. They got everything for sale on this bullshit. And don't ask me for the money. I don't do none of that. But this is one of the cups I had them made up. Look at that vulgar stuff on it. And that's shame on it.
Hey, and we got another one on the back that says, "Where you going, Jagoff?"
I like that one.
And you got the same picture, but we put a gun in your hand.
I like that one.
You guys got to get those cups.
And
Support
anyway,
the channel.
everybody, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I didn't have to do this today, but I seen that so many people were asking me to get on. And we're going to do one at least once a week now. I got to catch up. It ain't for the money. I just want everybody to know what my life was all about. That's all. And if you want to say anything more, say it now, and let's get off the air.
Thanks everybody for all of your support and all your kind thoughts. And my mother and father both got sick. Frank got sick, I got sick. Frank and I are staying very far apart right now, even though we're making these in the same place. But thank you guys all. It was very kind words. And Frank and I are making a lot more of these. I got to take my mind off everything.